Let's talk about Canada, shall we? Today's episode is not about music. That'll probably be the next episode. But today's episode will be about, I'm going to do about Canada, when Canada is used for New York. New York's a very expensive place to film. Expensive place to be because it's all hustle bustle and it's all overrated. So, if companies they want to film in New York, especially in the 90s, they'd film in Vancouver, or now they'll film in, I think, like Toronto. That's why I'm going to talk about two horror films, two horror sequels released in the one of the 80s, one this year, sat in New York, not sat, sat in, oh, they must have sat down in New York at some point. Um, but filmed in the Canadian region. I'm going to talk about Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, which has one of the most underrated theme tunes. And can I just say, for first thing first, I miss the fact that films don't do theme tunes anymore. Because Friday the 13th Part 8's theme tune, when darkest side of the night burns like a moon of nakedness, this city, again. And it take man, dope ass song. Scream Six has like a theme tune for any kind of theme tunes I didn't listen to because it's for both movies. I mean, Scream Six fantastic. I love Scream Six when it came out. I watched it watched it first night it came out. My friend went out watched Scream Five and Scream Six double bill. And when people got fucking shish kebab with the cat. The beginning of a movie when Ghostface gets murdered. Fantastic. Ghostface kills Ghostface in Scream 6. That's not a spoiler because it happens in the first 5 minutes. You can't spoil the first 5 minutes of a movie, that's how spoilers work. And two different films entirely. Both films also have in movies where a mother kills people in vengeance for a killer son. Jason Voorhees is in the killer son in the first Friday the 13th, whereas uh, Billy Loomis was a killer son in the first Scream. Apart from that, it's the opposite way around. So whereas in Friday the 13th, the mother goes on a killing spree, and then the son, which Tom Savini didn't like, Tom Savini didn't agree, and most didn't agree. They're wondering if Jason Voorhees survived Friday 13th, why did wasn't just show up and talk to his mom. We're not, why didn't Jason just show up to his mom and say, hey, I'm alive? And Scream has Billy Loomis be the killer, and Scream 2 has Billy Loomis' mom be the killer. And Friday the 13th Part 8 is when they kind of just started doing gimmicks. It's like the tail end of Friday the 13th franchise of just like gimmick. So Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, was Jason versus Carrie. For anybody ages, Jason Voorhees goes on a cruise, wins an all expenses cruise, and goes around a cruise ship. Um, and so he spends like 5 minutes in Times Square, and because he didn't have a budget to film Tiny in New York, so they filmed like 5 minutes worth of New Times Square. And I would say, for how cheap Friday the 13th Part 8 is, at least Friday the 13th Part 8 actually films in like there's like New York, like Times Square, has like stuff like that. Where there's Scream 6, it's filmed in New York, but it doesn't like do any like hot spots. And they're like, here's Times Square, here's. Which to be fair, I mean, if they filmed it, they filmed the subway, yeah, but if they could got the budget to do maybe like one or two like a half a day or like a day in like Times Square. Now that'd have been just fantastic. It would have been like the subway thing. What would have been, I guess, more. But I guess he didn't have the budget or the permits to actually film there. Um, and that's why they usually film in Canada because Canada looks Vancouver in the 1980s looks a lot like New York in the 1980s. So there's a lot of bits for like if they say it's filmed in New York, they film in Vancouver, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Um, like Teenage Mutant Turtles like shit series. Wasn't called Teenage Mutant Turtles shit, but like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did like a that was a secondary series I've sort of fell like review on, where they basically made everything goofy and stuff, and that was filmed entirely in Vancouver. And so this episode is more about like the different aspects in comparing to. Of course, Scream 6 is better because A, Scream 6 was a continuation of Scream 5, and the exception of Scream 3, no Scream movies have been terrible. And of course, Scream 6, even though it's not filmed in New York, it's set in New York. So it's Scream 6, and you just go on a hot air balloon, and Ghostface goes on a hot air balloon, and it's like fucking like 40 minutes set on a goddamn hot air balloon, and then the last 10 minutes is like set in New York. And even though Scream 6 and Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason X also both have scenes where the main bad guy, Jason, and the main ghost face uh, kills a couple of like assholes. Like in Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason X as soon as they arrive in New York. Because it's in 1980s New York, first thing someone does is get sexually assaulted because that was a point of New York back in the 1980s. Like up until like fucking like 1990s, New York was just you showed up, get sexually assaulted, and you go to a porno theater. Someone goes in, rips out a dick, snorts some crack cocaine, goes to a porno theater. Bing bang boom. I love New York. Welcome to New York, bitch. Um, until Rudy Giuliani was it, or some again I don't know, dude, came in and basically changed New York from death wish to a healthier place to live in. So you can't really do like that. So whereas there's a couple of like drugged up rapists who get slaughtered by Jason Voorhees in front of anybody in Scream 6, Ghostface kills two wannabe Ghostfaces who butcher and murder Samara Weaving, his character. And then they're like, oh man, you should have seen how she screamed, man. You should have seen how she. And then he goes like this really monologue about how he loved to like torture and murder this person. At the end, she wasn't feel like a piece of meat. Until he realized he was talking to like the main Ghostface, who had a completely different motive. What I like about the Screams franchise is because it's a different Ghostface for each film. They have different ways and different like versions of like MOs when it comes to murdering people. So some people will just be like, "Do you want to play like a game? What's your favorite horror movie? Like, how many people have there been? Like, how many murders have there been in Friday the 13th? There's been three murders on Friday the 13th. There's been Jason Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees, and Roy Burns. Roy Burns, who was the random ass paramedic dude who just showed up and just, I think they kind of like gave you like a clue as to who this dude was because he showed up once in the first minute. And again, like halfway through, and someone was like, I guess there's a mass murderer killing people. And then Roy Burns was like, you talking to me? No, Roy Burns, we're talking to about a mass murderer. Me. And okay, I might do like a different video, just like why Friday 13th Part 5 is probably one of the worst movies in the franchise, one best franchise, because Friday 13th Part 5 kind of like just like infuriates me because it's very death wishy in which the killer's motive makes zero sense because the killer goes after literally everyone. Fuck it, I'll just do it here. Friday 13th Part 5, I think, is the weakest out of the Friday 13th franchise. There's just too many people there. There's too many corpses. There's too many people there just invented just to die. So I don't care about any of the characters because they just show up and then like literally just a fucking second later and they're fucking dead. Good, cool. And also again the killer's motive makes no got White Burns kills like 50 motherfuckers because his son dies, but at no point does White Burns go after the killer of his son. He just goes after she it's like Charles Bronson in Death Wish, when Charles Bronson in Death Wish character, he didn't go after any of the fucking rapists, just goes after every other person. So he just goes around and is like, you didn't rape my daughter. Like, fucking Jeff Goldblum's out there raping people left, right, and center. And Charles Bronson's like, I'm gonna go kill a dude instead. I'm like, I mean, that's the point of Death Wish. That's the point of Death Wish. I'd say why do Death Wish? Because the point of Death Wish is that it's impossible to find the person who committed a crime against you because you're not going to bump into the criminal again. You're going to go out to fucking Walmart and just bump into Jeff Goldblum, like, hey, Jeff Goldblum, remember when you raped my daughter and wife? That's why I kind of guess that's why like in Death Wish 2, they kind of like broke a part of it to make it a bit more movie friendly and not like realistic by having Lawrence Fishburne. There's a whole bunch of famous rapists in the Death Wish franchise, bro. Like Jeff Goldblum, Jeff Goldblum, Lawrence Fishburne. We're not even rapists or bad guys. Robert Joy was a bad guy in one of the Death Wishes. Danny Trejo showed up just to die. Um, in I think the final Death Wish when it was like fucking 80 when no Charles Bronson invented the the Liam Neeson like goddamn current modern day motif of like fucking 70-year-old motherfuckers going around killing people. like like Charles Bronson invented a Death Wish franchise, and then there's Harry Brown, and now there's the current show like just like Liam Neeson shows up. Liam Neeson's like, I don't know who you are. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna murder a black person. There's any black people? I'm Liam Neeson. I hate black people. And you got Lawrence, no, not Lawrence Fishburne. You got fucking uh, Denzel Washington just saying, "Yo, you got a family. I'm gonna murder you. I heard you got see like a lovely daughter. I'm gonna fucking kill you in front of your daughter. Yeah, Pedro Pascal. I'm gonna slaughter you in front of your family. I'm gonna send pictures of your family's corpse, your family be. I'm gonna piss in your grave. I'm Denzel Washington. I'm the equalizer. I piss on families. Watch me eat equalizer free. Oh, yeah, yeah, movie set in. Movie set. It's like, hang on, I forgot what I was talking about then. It's been minutes, there's minutes, like, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the last minute, just me just riffing on, riffing on these action films where a bunch of old age pensioners just go around beating up people and just like, just weird ass things. Like, bro, bro, I don't get why the Equalizer 3 or Taken. Just tell them, yo, NCIS is on. Jag's on. Just sit down and watch Jag and just you're making it more complicated. Just say, hey, Mark Hahn of NCIS is doing a goddamn contract signing. He's doing a book signing. He's going to talk about his favorite NCIS episodes. And then just all people come, water. Just watching a water. And just fucking shoot him. Boom. That's it. That's how you do one of those movies. No Expendables. Bunch of 80-year-olds coming on like, boo, 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 boo. Like, goddamn. What is this movie? What is this franchise? I don't know. Okay, so the point of this episode was me talk about, I think, kind of, again, this is what these episodes are kind of about. 50 minutes of me just going all around the place, and eventually you're like, what's the point? The point is, there's no point. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.